Welcome to The Explainer. If you've been feeling, well, completely paralyzed by the sheer speed of AI lately, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're tackling one of the absolute biggest challenges in tech right now, how we actually turn all these chaotic AI advancements into structured, lasting business value. We're going to break through the hype with a real, usable blueprint to build systems that actually work.
So let me ask you something. Is your company just adopting AI, or are you actually architecting it? Treating AI like some shiny new toy, just buying a tool and plugging it in without a real plan, that just automates your existing dysfunction. To get any real value, we have to stop being passive adopters and step up to become active builders.
Okay, here's our roadmap. We're going to establish the overarching AI architecture blueprint, and then we'll break down its 5 interlocking components: output, input, model, observability, and enablement. This is exactly how we escape that exhausting hype cycle.
All right, Section 1, the AI architecture blueprint.
Remember this classic from high school algebra, f of x equals y? Look, at its absolute core, an AI system is really just a mathematical function. It transforms information into a valuable resolution. The x is your input, the f is your processing model, and the y is the output. We just need to start seeing AI as a dynamic system that transforms inputs into tangible value.
Now, enduring success in AI actually follows a really distinct pattern, and it's driven by 5 foundational questions. Does the project add value? Is it powered by quality data? Do we have an effective model? Does it preserve trust? And can we sustainably scale it? Every single time you can answer yes to these and move forward, you are building architected intelligence.
Moving on to Section 2, output. Start with intent.
So successful AI architecture always begins with the end in mind. The output is your North Star here. It represents the actual value a human is going to experience. And when you start with that intended outcome, every single technical choice you make upstream suddenly gets a really clear direction.
To actually guarantee a solid output, we have to define it rigorously. This means we're binding the messy, super creative capabilities of generative AI into reliable, predictable business processes. By clearly defining our expected output schema, our purpose, and our configurations, we ensure the AI is actually solving a structured problem rather than just acting as some unpredictable parlor trick.
That brings us to Section 3, input, high-quality data.
Okay, so if we know the output we want, we obviously have to feed the system the right input, right? That's the X in our equation. But here's the absolutely critical shift in mindset. Data isn't just about cleaning up database tables anymore. It's a continuous knowledge transformation cycle. Because to get truly high-quality input, you can't just, dump a bunch of documents into a random folder. You have to acquire the raw materials first. Then you curate them into a single source of truth, or a canon. You structure that knowledge so machines can actually read it. And finally, you segment it to focus the AI on a very specific task. This kind of deliberate friction is exactly what prevents hallucinations.
Next up, Section 4, model, engineer the core.
Now we hit the operational core. The media loves to treat the AI model like this magical black box. But as builders, we need to view it as a highly engineerable, repeatable component. Our job is to configure and optimize it so it consistently bridges that gap between our curated inputs and our desired outputs.
And engineering that core really just means understanding your constraints. Think of it like this. You literally cannot have an AI engine that is perfectly fast, brilliantly smart, and incredibly cheap all at the exact same time. It's a balancing act. You want maximum intelligence? Well, that costs more. Need lightning-fast real-time chat? You're going to have to sacrifice some complex reasoning. You make these strategic trade-offs based entirely on what your specific product actually needs.
Which leads to Section 5, observability, building system trust.
All right, we've built the core engine, but how do we actually know it won't just crash and burn out in the real world? We need a safety net, and that is observability. Because AI systems naturally drift over time based on new data, you literally can't just deploy them and walk away. Continuous monitoring creates trust. Without it, your very first signal that something is broken is going to be an angry customer, and nobody wants that. And you'll see observability isn't just a simple on-off switch, it's more of a maturity staircase. You start at stage 1 with basic logs, literally just recording what happened. Stage 2 gives you intermediate telemetry, which helps you spot errors a bit faster. By stage 3, you're using advanced correlated traces to see exactly where a complex workflow failed. And then finally, stage 4 is the holy grail,
proactive automated mitigation, where the system actually predicts and fixes anomalies before a human even notices. Finally, Section 6, Enablement, Scaling Your Success. Because technology simply doesn't run itself. It absolutely needs a foundational base to hold up all these other pieces. This is enablement, your people and your platforms. If you have brilliant models but a team that doesn't know how to deploy them safely, the whole system collapses under its own weight. Your enablement platform determines the absolute ceiling of your scalability.
Organizations that lack this enablement, well, they get stuck in the dreaded hype cycle. They're just chasing shiny objects, launching highly visible prototypes, and ultimately abandoning projects. But with true enablement, you enter the building cycle. You get to focus on structured value, behind-the-scenes reliability, and compounding system velocity. You aren't just moving fast, you're actually getting somewhere.
So let's take a step back and recap the complete blueprint. These 5 distinct pieces literally lock together to form one comprehensive architecture. You define the output first, you power it with curated input, optimize the model right in the middle, verify it all with observability, and stand the whole thing on a strong foundation of enablement. If you miss even one piece, the entire structure falls apart.
I want to leave you with this thought to reflect on. The algorithm acts as the accelerator, but human talent provides the steering and the destination. No matter how incredibly advanced these models get, AI is still, fundamentally, a human endeavor. We set the intent, we build the architecture, and we guide the results. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy building!